Hey, leaders, I just wanted to give you another opportunity to see some training videos, training information, just things that gleaned from other people, learned along the way, some things that I've seen, and also I've seen in you. I'd like to share some of these things with you. So, we talk often about identifying leaders within your group. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you identify these potential leaders? Maybe they're not leading right now, but there's something about them that is screaming that they are a leader or could be a leader with some investment. And what I want to walk through is these 7 I's, the identifying potential leaders. So there's 7 of them, and some of the people that are in your groups or will be in your groups in the future possess some of these characteristics that may at first seem negative, but in fact, they are the building of something positive and something potentially that is a leadership quality that can be invested in order to build them up and give them opportunity. All right, what are they? That's important. Here's the first one. They're kind of an instigator, okay? The instigator. And what is that? I know this one really well because I used to be this person in the group. Sometimes they're doing jokes. Sometimes they're talking a lot, or they're stepping in when a question is asked to answer the question rather than letting the facilitator or the leader answer the question. They sometimes ask a lot of questions. Those kind of people, those instigators, the person who they kind of seem a little instigating during the group. But what they actually are is they want to lead. They have knowledge, they have information, or they desire to learn more information, and they're comfortable in front of other people. And so, this instigator, you could potentially pull this person aside and say, let's have a conversation. And I'm going to give some more next steps after I walk through each of these. Okay, so innovator is the next one. The next I is an innovator. They're looking to change things. They offer suggestions. They come to you and say, have you ever thought about doing this, or have you ever thought about talking about this? We get these all the time in groups. They have lots and lots of ideas, and sometimes they overwhelm you a little as they keep bringing ideas and keep bringing thoughts. These are innovators, and though they can be exhausting, they also are potential leaders. Okay, the next one is initiators. Number 3, the initiator. They're always the first one to step up. When you ask for a volunteer, they're the ones. When the food line starts, they go right in front. Because they're not afraid to initiate things. They're ready for the next. They don't want to sit in the same old thing. They want to go to the next step. They're encouraging. They want to keep things moving. That's how they kind of talk and engage the entire group. They're initiators, and you can identify them by some of those things that they do. Number 4 is an investor. They ask questions that are a little deeper. They always have a positive outlook, but they dig deeper. They always want to go a little bit further. And sometimes the leader is not even prepared to go that deep on a topic or a subject. I've had those when I'm teaching, in that, okay, we're going to have to talk about that another time because that's a bigger subject than we can handle in this time frame. So those investors are very important, and they are your potential leaders. The next one, number 5, is they're inspired, they're inspirational, they're hopeful, they're optimistic, they see the best, they're energetic, they're always encouraging people. Even you get a lot of encouragement from them. They say positive things, and they are very hopeful about the group, about the outcome, about what they're learning, and they actually walk alongside people very well in moving to the next. The next I, number 6, is influential, the influencer. They lead without really even realizing it. They are natural leaders. They are attractional people. They're enjoyable to be around. People like gathering with them. If you have one of these in your group, they often have other people showing up because they're showing up. And sometimes it's not the subject matter or even you that is the draw for the group, but it's the influential person that is going to the group because they're interested in the subject matter, they're interested in the group topic, or they're interested in doing life with you, and other people come along because of their influence in their life. These are potential leaders and very important to connect with them. Intuitive, number 7, last one, the intuitive person. They understand quickly. Sometimes they even get bored quickly in the group because you only have to go over something once. They got it. They actually probably got it while you were halfway through what you were saying, and they're ready to dig a little deeper. They see things differently than everyone else. They see the struggles, they see the hurts, they see the pain, and they often are aware of what's going on in the room, or if someone is having an issue or struggle in the room, or if someone in the room didn't understand something but was afraid to speak up. The intuitive person picks up on that really quickly. Okay, we have these 7 different people. Different characteristics, these 7 different characteristics that you may encounter while you're leading a group. I'm going to run through them quickly again, and then how do we respond to these things, right? We have the instigator, the innovator, the initiator, the investor, the inspirational person, the influential person, and the intuitive person. How do we deal with them? We came up with this concept. You have the I see in you conversation with them. Sometimes the instigator talks too much. Sometimes the instigator answers too many questions. They don't let anybody else participate. So the instigator, you have that I see in you conversation with them. What do you see in them? I see that you're really desiring to lead, to teach. Tell you what, why don't I give you one opportunity? We'll see how you do. We'll debrief that opportunity, and then potentially you could start a small group of your own. But let's walk together and see how this works. And also, let some other folks answer the questions so you can see how to process that and how to respond. Okay? So let's do that. You have that in that I see in you conversation with the instigator. With the innovator, they're the ones that are looking for the change. Said they have so many ideas. Sometimes you're overwhelmed. So I see in you that you really are good with what's going on here, how we set up the room, how things go, the order of things. If you could write those things down, I see in you a really good organizer or an innovator for some of the things that we do. You have some great ideas, and I'd love to hear them, but we just can't talk about them during the group. Let's get together afterwards and talk about some of your ideas. Great I see in you conversation to have with the innovator. The initiator. This is the one who's always willing to start. They're first in line. They're ready for the next. The initiator is the person that you have the I see in you. I see in you that you're an initiator. You like to get the things rolling. So tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to have you come alongside me in this group. And when we move to something else or we move to a new thing, I'm going to hand the ball off to you so you can initiate it as we go. Or maybe you should work with the our life group director or pastor and here are some great ideas for initiating some things that might be very helpful for other groups. Great direction to send them in to have that I see in you conversation. The investor, they ask the deeper questions. They have a positive attitude. They want to dig deeper. Here's the I see in you conversation with them. I see in you someone who's a great discipleship mentor. Let's walk together and see about connecting you as you can disciple other people. You ask great questions. You help the whole group grow, but you could be very effective as a mentor to somebody who's looking to be discipled. Great I see in you questions to have with them, meeting to have with those people. The inspirational person, the one who inspires, they're hopeful, they're optimistic, they see the best in people. They are great for greeting someone. You have that I see in you conversation with them. I would love it if you would just greet people at the door and be there to say goodbye to them. You just seem to inspire people. You're very inspirational, and I'd love for people to come in being inspired and to leave being inspired, and just continue to do you during the group, because people love to get encouraged by you. That's the best encouragement you can give to someone who's inspirational. Number 6, I was influential. The influential person. This is a natural leader, anyways. The thing is, you don't want this to be a tug of war that's going on for the attention of the group. And so the I see in you conversation is, as your group goes on, you want to bring that person alongside you and say, is this some material that you would want to share in, and also participate in this group or lead one of our sessions as we do this group? You might have some great influential people in the room who would jump at the chance to lead, but they don't know how and they don't know what the next step is. Maybe even introduce them to me so we can walk with them on how they can start their own group, because they already have a built-in gathering, a built-in group of people who they're already influencing, and let's help them influence people for the kingdom. The intuitive person, number 7, they understand quickly. They know what's happening. They don't need the third, fourth, fifth level of explanation or teaching. They got it right away, and they actually look bored. So, but the intuitive person oftentimes is not the instigator person. So they're not going to speak up. And you may have to have the I see in you conversation that says, I see that you're getting this all really quickly. What I would really like for you to do is help in the conversation. Keep the conversation going. Keep it moving to the next. So ask a good question. You're already processing. I can see you're already processing. And I'd love your help in investing in the other people in the room. Connect them with the process. Connect them with the growth that's going on in the group. And you will see them light up, and they can potentially be a leader. Ultimately, as you identify these 7 I's, these 7 identifying characteristics, we would love for you to let us know who they are so that we can have the I see in you conversation with them as well. These are important people because they're the next leaders that God is raising up. They're the next ones that the Holy Spirit is pouring into. We can multiply our groups exponentially if every one of our group leaders is looking at the identifying potential leaders. We have to identify them. So if you're not looking for them, you're never going to see them. So I'm Pastor Jeff, and I am giving you permission to start identifying potential leaders. I'm going to send you a doc that has all these on it with a little bit more of an explanation, and I would love for you to just review it and see it and start identifying the leaders in your group. Yes, you might lose a leader, you might lose someone that's in your group, but they will start investing in others because you saw the potential in them, and you prayed for them, and you led them, and you encouraged them, and they went on to lead a group where they could identify leaders and encourage them and lead them. This is what we do at Life Coast as we gather, grow, and go. Love you guys. Hope to see you all real soon. I'll be stopping in at your group, hopefully sometime this semester. Bye-bye.